tonight's game, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask y'all to please stay off of the floor. In your street shoes, please stay off the floor at the end of the game. Thank you very much. Don't forget to visit our concession stand, get your split the pop tickets, and kids, don't forget to get your ball toss balls for halftime.
for the Jags. Now Siffel on top. Carlson for three. Two Blue Devils. This is Visser to Johnson. On the pitch. Nice spin move. He shot with Cisco. Carlson back. 16 minutes to play in our first half. Blue Devils with a 3-2 lead. Cunningham now to Maloney. He'll let go the long one. Blue Devils perfect from long range. And it's a 6-2 Virginia lead. Johnson's pass inside, tapped away, nice play. Comes Carlson back, and he throws it into the crowd. A turnover on the Blue Devils.
And a pleasant good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the Mountain Iron Buhl High School Gymnasium, the brand new gymnasium here in Mountain Iron, Minnesota, for tonight's boys basketball matchup featuring the MIB Rangers and the Virginia Blue Devils. They're introducing the Rangers right now. They've cut the lights, and they'll be bringing them back up very shortly. They've already introduced the Blue Devils. The 5 Virginia Blue Devils starters tonight: Chris Mason, Nick Peters, Jaden Bernard, Tyler Herberg, and Jack Perla. The starters tonight for MIB: Vincent Benkuski, Asher Zubich, Joe Buffetta, Dylan Mackey, and Carter Martinson. We're all set for the opening tip-off. The 5-1 Rangers, the 4-1 Blue Devils, and we are underway from the Mountain Iron Buhl Gymnasium. Cross-court pass goes to Zubich. He'll let go of a long one to start the game. He's an 8th grader, and they're going to have to put someone out on him to watch to make sure that he has more of a difficult time casting up those long ones. He's really an outstanding shooter. Pass goes inside. Blue Devils will turn the ball over. This is Benkuski. Now to Zubich. 29 seconds into our telecast. It's 3-0 MIB. Buffett at the wing on the right side. They're just swinging around again. Mackey now gives it off to Zubich. At the free throw line, Zubich puts a shot up. It's a little bit short off the arm, gets his own rebound, puts another shot up and in. Zubich has all 5 of the Ranger points to start tonight's game, and Mountain Iron Buhl has a 5-0 lead on Virginia. This is Tyler Herberg getting the pass, way out about 40-some feet away from the basket. Nice give and go. Herberg goes in, and he's hammered, and he'll shoot a pair. First foul in tonight's game.
Fouls on the Rangers, number 3, Zubich. That's his
Zubich picks up the foul. Blue Devils come in with a record of 4-1 on the season. They've won 2 games in a row. Their last game out was Friday night at the Falls. They beat the Broncos 82-79. Jaden Bernard had 35 points in the game as Herbert gets the first point for Virginia. Here's the second one on its way up, and it is perfect. Benkuski will give it back to Buffetta, to Benkuski on the left side, to the free throw line, goes in the paint, puts his shot off the glass. 7-2 Rangers. Rangers 5-1 in the season. Their last game, they lost at Chisholm 80-62. That was last Friday night after winning their first 5. Here's Bernard from way downtown, a little bit short off the iron, and the rebound goes to the Rangers. Here's Mackey, will save it at the baseline, kicks it back out to Benkuski, to Buffett at the top of the key. Blue Devils match up in that man-to-man defense. Mackey at the wing. Now Zubich, he'll try to go into the paint, but they'll cut him off. They'll deny him the paint. Here is Mackey going in and scoring. That's a nice move by Dylan Mackey. And the Rangers have a 9-2 lead on Virginia. Mountain Iron Buhl averaging 76 points a game, giving up 46. Virginia averaging 73, giving up 58. Here's Mason kicking off. Bernard for 3. Ball's loose, and a rebound goes to Martinson. Carter Martinson to the front court. He'll give it off to Joe Buffetta. Check that to Asher Zubich. He goes in the paint, gives it back to Mackey. Missed it. Loose ball is finally grabbed by Peril of the Blue Devils. Just over 15 minutes to go in the first half. Here's a pass to Herbert. Tyler will go in lane, draws the defender, puts it up, missed it. They battle for the rebound, and it goes to Ben Kuski. Now Buffetta. Corner, Martinson for a three. Herbert clears the boards. Rangers 1 for 2 to start from long range. Virginia's missed both their long range shots. Blue Devils play in Section 7-2A. They have a QRF rating of 31. Mountain Air and Buhl plays in Section 7A. Their QRF rating is 42. Here's Peters for three. Blue Devils have missed their first three from long range. Ben Kuski with another rebound. Here's Buffetta going right in, puts it off Bell's shot up. It will not fall. Mackey battles for a rebound. Dillon now gives it back to Buffetta at the wing. Buffetta back to Mackey. A nice give and go. And Virginia is going to take a timeout as Mackey now with 4 points. We've got a timeout on the floor with 14-17 to go. And we'll have more basketball action from MIB after this break.
Providing transportation service for the young to the old, for the able-bodied and those who are not quite so able. Arrowhead Transit. It's your ride to get you where you need to go. Call 800-862-0175.
Coming out of the timeout, Virginia will put the ball back in play, trailing 11-2. Again, I want to welcome all our viewers tonight watching live on Mediacom Public Access Channel 5 and also MasabiCommunityTV.com, our live stream. Here's Mason, guarded by Buffetta, to Peters. Now back to Mason. And we've got a personal foul on the floor.
Fouls on the Rangers, number 11, Mackey, that's his first.
Dylan Mackey picks up his first, that second team foul. And now Riley Kittner will check in for MIB. Babe Glumac, Dave Clement, Travis Vaki are the officials tonight. Peters, it goes to Bernard, deep in the corner for three.
Bernard for three.
Jaden with his first points in tonight's game, and it's a 6-point lead for MIB. Martinson with a screen by Mackey to Kittner. Buffetta. Nice give and go to Kittner. Missed it, though. Boy, a couple short ones that the Rangers have not capitalized on. Here's Mason now with the ball in the front court for the Blue Devils. Bernard. Now Peters in the corner. Mason. Peters, let's go over three. And Buffetta will run down the loose ball. He'll take it in, and he'll miss it. Bernard on the other end answers with a three. Bernard with 6. Blue Devils 2 for 6 from long range. And the Ranger lead has been cut to 3. Martinson tries to go baseline. It does not fall. Mackey the rebound. Gives it back to Martinson. Kittner. Blue Devils matching up in man-for-man defense. Peter is on Martinson. Bernard now has come out to guard Zubich. Mason is on Buffetta. 12:20 to play in our first half. Junior varsity game went to MIB tonight, 48-38 over Virginia. This is Martinson, guarded by Peters. Buffetta gets the pass left side. Kittner looks for somebody, gives it off to Mackey. 4-point now a takeaway. Bernard will go in, and he'll put 2 home.
Bernard for 2.
And MIB is going to take a timeout. Timeout on the court with 11:53 to go in our first half. 11-9, Mountain Iron Buhl over Virginia. Rangers will put the ball in play coming out of the timeout.
For the Blue Devils, number 24, Mason Carlson.
Mason Carlson will check in for the Blue Devils along with Kyle Williams. Here's Buffetta from 16 feet. Will not fall, and Carlson, or check that, Williams grabs a loose ball rebound. Now Carlson to Peters in the corner. Back to Carlson. Here's Carlson pulling up for three. Put back by Bernard.
Bernard for 2.
8 points for Bernard. And there's a long-range shot by Zubic, is not good. Underneath, Mackey will put it back up. It will not fall, and Williams will grab the rebound. Long pass, too far. The Blue Devils turn it over.
Number 2, Ben Kuski back in for the Rangers.
Benkuski will check back in for the Rangers. So it's Kittner, Benkuski, Mackey, Zubic, and Buffetta. For the Blue Devils, it's Bernard, Peters, Perla, Williams, and Carlson. Teams are deadlocked at 11. Tuesday night basketball from Mountain Iron Buhl High School. The new gymnasium, the new school here in Mountain Iron. Benkuski gives it off to Mackey, regains control of it. Back to Zubic. Bernard is on him. Nice move by Zubic. He goes in, and he draws a foul on Bernard, and that will be Jaden's first Virginia team foul.
Follows on the Blue Devils, number 44, Williams.
Well, they'll call it on Williams, not Bernard, so that's Williams first. Now we got a violation on the Rangers. Third turnover on MIB. Ball gets tapped out of bounds right in front of the Mountain Iron Buhl bench. Luke Winans, Corey Johnson, Jeremy Yesh, and Rick Buffetta are the coaches for Mountain Iron Buhl. Derek Aho, first-year head coach at Virginia High School. Drew Aho, Justin Reed, and Phil Pliska are the assistants. In the corner, to Perla, inside for Williams. He'll give it back to Bernard. Jaden goes right in, off balance, shot will not fall. He battles for it. Loose ball is grabbed underneath by Dylan Mackey, and here comes Buffetta and the Rangers. Rangers led by as many as 9. Virginia's tied. A nice reverse by Kittner. It's about the fourth one now that they've missed from short range. And I look over at assistant coach Rick Buffetta. He's kind of shaking his head over there. He can't believe it. They've really missed some easy ones as a long-range shot does not fall for Bernard. Blue Devils now 2 for 8 from beyond the arc. Kittner will give it Buffetta in the corner. Long-range shot by Benkuski is not good. Kittner gets the rebound for the Rangers, and they'll reset with 9:40 to play. Here in our first half, teams are deadlocked at 11. Mackey will give it off to Zubic, now to Benkuski. Mackey lost it, gets it back. Buffetta from long range. And we've got a Ranger foul. I think it's going to be on number 2. That'll be Benkuski, his first.
Rangers, number 2, Benkuski, his first, team third.
Third team foul.
13, Martinson back in for the Rangers.
Martinson checks back in for MIB. Peters in the corner for Bernard. Now to Carlson. Inside for Williams, off the glass and in.
Williams for 2.
Here is Benkuski going in and drawing a foul. He's going to shoot a pair. Babe Bumack comes over and says it's on 44. Williams his second.
Team second. Benkuski shooting 2.
Benkuski will shoot 2.
Number 2, Mason. 32. Herbert back in for the Blue Devils.
Tyler Herberg will check back in for the Blue Devils. Also checking back in is Chris Mason. Benkuski missed them both. Parallel with the boards. Here's a long pass. Somehow it goes to Carlson. Back to Bernard. Jaden goes in, puts it up, and does not get it to fall. Bernard with a rebound. Here is Parallel just inside the free throw line, hitting his first points. First points of the night for Jack Parallel, and Virginia has a 4-point lead, 15-11. Benkuski to Zubic. Zubic scored the first 5 tonight for the Rangers. Rangers led 5-0, and they led 11-2, but the Blue Devils with a 13-zip run. Buffetta's shot is not good from long range. Rangers now 1 for 6 from beyond the arc. Bernard walks to the front court. Long pass to Tyler Herberg. And the Rangers are going to take another timeout. We're going to take a break in the action. We got 7:58 to go in our first half. Virginia has opened up a 6-point lead, and we'll have more action after this.
I'm Jermaine. I'm from Milwaukee, and this is my Wasabi story.
My name's Laura. I am from Virginia, Minnesota. I've been a lifelong Iron Ranger, and this is my Wasabi story.
My name is Hannah. I'm from Hermantown, and this is my Wasabi story.
The faculty at Wasabi Range College, they really care.
I'm very impressed with the way the staff has worked with us.
Oh, I love the program. Absolutely love it. I couldn't imagine doing anything different.
(17-11) in favor of the Blue Devils over the MIB Rangers. There's a look at the Mountain Air and Buhl Ranger huddle. Blue Devils led in scoring by Jaden Bernard. He's got 8. 4 points for Tyler Herberg. 2 points each for Jack Parallel and Kyle Williams. For Mountain Air and Buhl, 5 points for Asher Zubic. 4 points for Dylan Mackey and 2 points for Vincent Benkuski. So far in the game, the Blue Devils have made 2 out of 8 from beyond the arc. MIB is 1 out of 6. Virginia's perfect from the free throw line, 2 for 2. MIB has missed both attempts. And turnovers, MIB with 3 turnovers and Virginia with 2. Kittner will give it to Martinson, to Buffetta. Here's Zubic, comes out to get the pass. Kittner goes into the lane. Benkuski, left-handed shot scored. That's a nice play by Vince. He's got 4 points, and the Rangers finally get a basket. They're outscored 15-0 on that run. Here's Carlson going baseline. Nice pass in for Bernard.
Bernard for 2.
10 points for Bernard, the leading scorer for the Blue Devils. Zubic gets the pass. Here's a long-range one for Zubic. Kittner with the rebound. And the Rangers will reset. And now we got a foul called on Herberg. That's Tyler's first.
Fouls on the Blue Devils, number 32, Herbert. His first, team third.
Here's a takeaway. Bernard coming back. Spin move for Bernard. Will not get a fall. Parallel the rebound. He's rejected. Back out Carlson from long range. Here's a long one put up, will not fall by Buffetta. Carlson, ball gets kicked out of bounds.
Blue Devils ball.
22-13 Virginia. Perla gives it to Mason inside. A shot put up by Carlson will not fall. Buffetta, or check that, Zubic runs down the rebound. Here's Martinson from way downtown. Bernard coming back. Bernard will go in, missed it. Put back up and in for Herberg. 11-point Virginia lead. Blue Devils are just too big for the Rangers. Pass goes inside. Zubic, left-handed, scores. Blue Devils controlling the boards. Now Mason will give it to Bernard. Goes Carlson for three from the corner. Benkuski splits the Blue Devil defense and draws a blocking foul.
Fouls on the Blue Devils, number 24.
Herberg.
Carlson.
Nope, check that. Carlson. That's his first.
Number 4, Peters. 44, Williams back in for the Blue Devils.
Williams will check back in now for the Blue Devils. 5:15 to go here in our first half. Inbounds pass comes to Buffetta. A little runner will not fall. Williams clears the boards. Mason to the front court. Nice pass inside. Back out. Peters from long range in the corner. Buffetta. Martinson. Here's Zubic for three. Rangers ice cold from long range. After Zubic hit the first one, they have missed 8 in a row. Mackey will not get it to foul again. Goes right back to Mackey, and this time he scores. Mackey with 6. Seven-point Virginia lead with 4.5 minutes to play in our first half. Peters, Bernard deep in a corner for three. Bernard runs it down. Peters pulls a pass inside. Not a good pass. A Virginia turnover, their third. Buffetta. Zubic is open deep in the corner for three. Four minutes to play in the first half. Virginia 24, Mount Airy Buhl 17. Pass goes to Herberg. And we've got a foul on Williams going for the rebound, and that's going to be Kyle's third.
Fouls on the Blue Devils, number 44, Williams, his third.
Here comes Jack Perla in to replace Kyle Williams.
Back in for the Blue Devils.
Both teams will be back in action this week before the holiday break. Thursday night, Virginia will host Proctor. Friday night, Mount Airy Buhl will host Mesabi East. Martinson and the Rangers. Now the ball goes off to Buffetta, trailed by 7 to the Blue Devils. Zubic stops. Ball was loose. It's picked back up by Mackey in the corner. They swing it back out. Buffetta for three. Rangers just cannot buy a long-range shot. Here's Bernard, guarded by Buffetta. They take the ball away. It's retaken back by the Blue Devils. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the first half. Ball goes inside. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Virginia's ball. Perla gets it to Bernard. Bernard from 16 feet short. Buffetta with a rebound. Here comes Joey down. He pulls up from 12. Will not get it to fall. Rangers having a very, very poor shooting here in the first half. 1 for 11 from long range. Pass goes to Herberg. Peters, now Mason, back to Peters. Inside for Herberg. Comes Martinson. A bad Ranger pass. They'll turn the ball over, and now they tie up on the floor. Blue Devils ball with 2:21 to play in the first half. Mason Carlson about to check back in for Virginia. Peters to Mason. Back to Peters. Rangers have now gone into a man-to-man defense, and they force a Virginia turnover. That's their 5th. Comes Buffetta back. Buffetta goes right in, puts it up and in, and draws a foul. First points for Buffetta. Watch on a replay. Nice move by Buffetta. Draws the foul.
Number 2, Mason. That's his first.
Mason picks up his first. Carlson checks back in for Virginia. Kittner in for MIB.
Kittner back in for the Rangers.
Rangers have missed all 3 free throws here in the first half. Long pass down to Peters. He'll go in, puts it off the glass. Not good. Buffetta will give it off to Benkuski. Kittner. Buffetta for 3. 5 points for Buffetta, and the Rangers have cut the deficit to 2. 24-22, 1:20 to play the first half. Here's Bernard on a reverse, and he's fouled. Bernard's going to shoot a pair.
Fouls on the Rangers. Number 2, Benkuski. That's his second. Team 4th.
Benkuski picks up his second. Bernard with 11 points and now has 12 as he makes his first free throw attempt. Four-point Virginia lead. 70 seconds to play in our first half. And a turnover on the Rangers. Here's Peters for 2. First points for Nick Peters. And the Blue Devils have a 6-point lead, 28-22. And now we got a foul called on Peters, and that'll be his first. 7th team foul on Virginia.
Fouls on the Blue Devils. Number 4, Peters, his first. Team 7th. Rangers are in a bonus. Benkuski shooting 1-1.
Benkuski will shoot 1-1. He'll get the bonus. He's got 5 points in the game. Carlson has the ball taken away by Buffetta, and they said Joe stepped on the end line, so Virginia will regain possession at the end line in the offensive end with 50 seconds to play. 4-point Virginia lead. Mason gets the inbounds pass. Corner, Peters. Back to Mason. Almost taken away by Buffetta. Nope, by Zubich. Boy, I'm having a hard time with 3 and 5 tonight. Zubich is 3, Buffetta is 5. Those two rotated at quarterback throughout the state tournament run for MIB. Here's a reverse put up by Peters. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Mackey gives it back to Buffetta. 6-point Virginia lead. Benkuski. Now Zubich in a corner, goes to Buffetta. 10 seconds to go. Mackey will let one go from three. It's blocked by Carlson. Mackey gives it off to Kittner. Deep in the corner. Buffetta for three. And that's the way our first half is going to end. We've played one half of basketball. Virginia 30, Mount Iron Buhl 27. We'll run down the stats and the scoring when we come back after this timeout.
With the support of many fine sponsors such as these over the years, Mesabi Community Television and Locker Talk have been able to continue expanding. With announcer Bob Cohen and cameramen like Darwin Aller, Javante George, and Justin Pullman, and with support from our program manager Lindsey George, in cooperation with Virginia's public schools and the City of Virginia, we've been able to keep upgrading. Currently, we can be seen live and via tape delay on Channel 5, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as bringing you area sports this year, including UMD football, volleyball, and many area teams on My9 Sports through KBJR's reaching out to our team. Mesabi Community Television will also continue to bring you sports from Mesabi East, Mount Iron Buhl, and Chisholm schools. Your mutual cooperation allows everyone to come out ahead.
I'm Jermaine, I'm from Milwaukee, and this is my Mesabi story.
My name's Laura. I am from Virginia, Minnesota. I've been a lifelong Iron Ranger, and this is my Mesabi story.
My name is Hannah. I'm from Hermantown, and this is my Mesabi story.
The faculty at Mesabi Range College, they really care.
I'm very impressed with the way the staff has worked with us.
Oh, I love the program. Absolutely love it. I couldn't imagine doing anything different.
Providing transportation service for the young to the old, for the able-bodied and those who are not quite so able. Arrowhead Transit. It's your ride to get you where you need to go. Call 800-862-0175.
Roosevelt Elementary School continues to infuse new technologies into the classroom. Hands-on project-based learning prepares students for higher-level thinking skills. Region-based education allows students to learn in their own communities.
Roosevelt Elementary School is consistently performing at the highest levels on the MCA reading and math tests. Academic achievement is of the utmost importance. Roosevelt Elementary School. Good kids getting even better.
Local television programming is now available to everyone through MesabiCommunityTV.com. From our main page, you can find all of our live sports broadcasts, simultaneously streamed over YouTube, the High School Cube, and also live on Channel 5 Public Access. Archived sporting events are also available on our website for Chisholm, Mount Iron, Virginia, and Mesabi East schools. You can also download all of these events by going to your selected event, clicking on the share icon, and then clicking on the address on the center of the screen. There, you will find your download button. The P.S. Engman Agency is a family-owned business that has served the area with compassion and quality service for over 100 years. We are grateful for their fine support of Blue Devil Sports on Channel 5.
Welcome back to the Mount Aaron Buhl High School Gymnasium, the brand new school, the brand new gymnasium. And the Blue Devils and the Rangers putting on a pretty interesting basketball game tonight. Rangers jumped out to a big lead. Blue Devils came back and tied it. They got a 7-point lead, and at halftime, the Virginia lead has been cut to 3 points. Let's take a look now at our first half stats, sponsored by the Arrowhead Transit at 1-800-862-0175. Blue Devils 3-point shooting. They made 4 out of 12 from beyond the arc. Jaden Bernard had 3 of them. Mason Carlson had the other one. They committed 5 turnovers in the first half. They were 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Bernard was 2 for 2, and Herberg was 2 for 2. And they have that 30 points. For the Rangers, they were 3 out of 13. In fact, they were 1 out of 11 before Joe Buffetta hit the last 2 from long range to get that game a little bit closer. They committed 7 turnovers. They were 2 for 5 from the free throw line. Benkuski was 2 for 4. Buffetta was 0 for 1. And they have 27. That's the stats in the first half. Again, sponsored by the Arrowhead Transit at 1-800-862-0175. Let's take a look now at the scoring in the first half. For the Blue Devils with their 30 points, Jaden Bernard finished the half with 13. He made 3 from beyond the arc, a regular field goal, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 6 points for Tyler Herberg. He made 4 points from the field, and he was perfect from the free throw line. Rounding out the Virginia scoring, Peters with 4, 3 for Carlson, and 2 each for Parola and Williams. Now for the MIB Rangers, 8 points for Joe Buffetta in the first half. He made 2 from beyond the arc. He was 0 for 1 from the free throw line and made 1 regular field goal. 7 points for Asher Zubich. He had the first 5 in tonight's game. And again, he finishes with 7 points in the first half. 6 points for Benkuski, 6 points for Mackey. And Mackey's points are all from the field. Benkuski has 4 from the field and 2 out of 4 from the free throw line. That's the scoring part of the Arrowhead Transit stat and scoring show from the Mount Aaron Buhl High School Gymnasium. Again, the Arrowhead Transit at 1-800-862-0175. We'll take one final timeout. We'll come back with second half action shortly. It's Virginia 30, Mount Aaron Buhl 27 at halftime.
With the support of many fine sponsors such as these over the years, Mesabi Community Television and Locker Talk have been able to continue expanding. With announcer Bob Cohn and cameramen like Darwin Aller, Javante George, and Justin Pullman, and with support from our program manager Lindsey George, in cooperation with Virginia's public schools and the City of Virginia, we've been able to keep upgrading. Currently, we can be seen live and via tape delay on Channel 5, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as bringing you area sports this year, including UMD football, volleyball, and many area teams on My9 Sports through KBJR's reaching out to our team. Mesabi Community Television will also continue to bring you sports from Mesabi East, Mount Aaron Buhl, and Chisholm schools. Your mutual cooperation allows everyone to come out ahead.
Just about set to start our second half. Both teams have returned to the court. Just a reminder, our next telecast for all our viewers, it'll be a My9 telecast. That'll be Thursday night. The entire Mesabi Community Television crew will be at Mars Arena in Duluth. High school hockey, Duluth East, and Duluth Marshall. That's Thursday night on My9 Sports. All set to start our second half. Both teams have gone back to their original starting 5. Mason, Peters, Bernard, Herberg, and Perla for Virginia, Benkuski, Zubich, Buffetta, Mackey, and Martinson for the Rangers. Here's Buffetta, misses the first long-range shot, goes out of bounds. It'll be Rangers ball. Again, look into the upcoming schedules for Virginia. Thursday night they'll host Proctor. Then they'll take the Christmas off, and they'll play after Christmas in Barnum. Here's a long pass going in, putting a shot up and in. That was Tyler Herberg. 8 points for Herberg. This is Martinson to Buffetta. Blue Devils by 5. Nearly a takeaway.
Rangers ball.
Rangers will get the ball back. For the Rangers, Friday night they'll host Mesabi East. Then they take Christmas off, get back in action. After Christmas, they're going to the Pequot Lakes tournament this year. Mora, Pequot Lakes, MIB, and Nashua Keewatin. A little different look for the boys. They usually go up to Ely or Cook, have some holiday tournaments. Here's a takeaway. Herberg with the ball. Tyler Herberg will go in, miss the shot. Rebound goes to Perla. He's fouled, and he'll shoot a pair.
Fouls on the Rangers. Number 5, Buffetta, his first.
Buffetta picks up his first foul, first team foul.
Perla shooting 2.
Perla will shoot 2 shots. Blue Devils have made all 6 free throw attempts in the game. Perla now with 3 points for the Blue Devils. Jack Perla will take his baseball skills to St. Scholastica next year. Going in and scoring was Zubich. The 8th grader has 9 points in the game. Now Bernard to Mason. To Peters, back to Mason, 16:40 to play. Bernard deep in a corner for 3.
Bernard for 3.
Blue Devils have made 5 from long range. Bernard has 4 of them. He's got 16 in the game. Now Buffetta coming back, draws contact, and it's a offensive foul called on Buffetta.
Fouls on him.
His second.
Rangers. Number 5, Buffetta, his second. Team second. 24, Carlson in for the Blue Devils.
Mason Carlson checks back in for the Blue Devils. Chris Mason will come to the bench. Peters gets in the corners. Now to Herberg. Back to Peters. Herberg. Peters. Here's Bernard for 3. Perla goes high for the rebound. Alley-oops, but I don't know where that ball was going. Off the backboard, turnover on the Blue Devils. Benkuski kicks it back out to Zubich. Zubich, nice spin move, goes in off balance and scores. That's a nice play by Zubich. Watch that one on the replay. That's worth another look. Peters will give it to Bernard, and the Blue Devils turn it over. Blue Devils with 2 turnovers here early on in the second half. Blue Devil lead is at 5. They led by 3 at half. Mackey will give it to Benkuski. Nice pass to Martinson. And a takeaway. Bernard takes it away.
Bernard for 2.
18 points for Bernard. Seven-point Virginia lead with 15 minutes to play. Mackey gets the pass. Benkuski, now Buffetta. Martinson out on top of the key, goes to Benkuski. They swing it around Buffetta, try to go baseline, was cut off by Peters. Zubich goes into the paint, off balance, will not fall. Bernard gets it up to Carlson. Herberg with the putback. Herberg with 10 points. Bernard has 18, 2 Blue Devils in double figures. Zubic, 11 for MIB, the only Ranger in double figures.
Rangers ball.
And now we've got a timeout on the court. The Rangers are going to take a timeout with the 14-17 to play, Virginia by 9, and we'll have more action after this.
Providing transportation service for the young to the old, for the able-bodied and those who are not quite so able. Arrowhead Transit. It's your ride to get you where you need to go. Call 800-862-0175.
Both teams break huddle from their respective coaching staffs. Rangers put the ball in from the offensive end line. Zubic gets it into Benkuski, back to Zubic. Here's a long-range shot. Rangers here in the second half, 0 for 2. Blue Devils 1 for 2 in the second half from long range. Carlson will give it to Peters. Carlson gets it back, has some trouble, almost double dribbled. Now Bernard. 13:45 to play. Bernard goes into the paint. Zubic coming back for MIB. Here's Zubic going in, gives it off to Mackey underneath. It's on the floor. Now Kittner's shot was blocked by Carlson. Carlson up to Bernard. Jaden's got 20 in the game. Now Buffetta coming back to Kittner. Here is Mackey going in. Missed the shot. Long pass to Carlson, and he scores, and he's fouled.
Fouls on the Rangers. Number 3, Zubic, his second, team's third. Off the basket. Carlson shooting 1. 44.
Kyle Williams checks back in for the Blue Devils. Carlson will shoot 1. Williams the rebound. His putback is good. Williams now with 4 points in the game. Here's Buffetta from long range. Short off the iron. Martin with the rebound. It goes to Zubic. He goes in, muscles his way in. Oh, it was off the backboard, and goaltending is called on Bernard. Zubic gets credit with the basket. He's now got 13 points in the game. 7 in the first half. He's added 6 more here in the second. Carlson will give it off to Peters. Blue Devils by 13. Bernard for long range. Tipped around. Herbert puts it back up and scores, and he's fouled. 12 points for Herbert.
Fouls on the Rangers. Number 13, Martinson, his first, team 4.
Martinson picks up the foul, his first.
Herbert shooting 1.
Herberg is perfect from the line, 3 for 3. He's got 13 points tonight. Bernard leads the Blue Devils with 20. Zubic leads MIB with 13. Next high scorer is Buffetta with 8. 16-point Virginia lead, 12:20 to play, and now another takeaway. Carlson missed it, though. Martinson the rebound to Kittner. Now to Buffetta. Joe goes in, a little off-balance shot. Will not get it to fall. Peters with a rebound. Peters gets it up to Bernard. Bernard tried to give it to Williams, but he stepped on the end line.
Number 2, Benkuski back in for the Rangers.
Vince Benkuski will check back in for MIB. 12:03 to play. There's Buffett, a nice pass to Martinson. Carter cannot convert that. Now Peters going in, and he's fouled. Peters is going to shoot a pair.
Falls on the Rangers, number 3, Zubic. That's his third.
Zubic picks up his third.
Peters shooting 2.
Peters with 4 points tonight. Buffetta gives it. Here's a long one from Benkuski. Will not fall. Bernard coming back. Pass, baseline pass to Herbert. And MIB is going to take another timeout. Timeout on the court. 51-33 Virginia with 11:21 to play. Well, let's take a look at some statistics with 11:21 to play in our basketball game in Virginia with a 18-point lead. The Blue Devils have made 5 out of 15 from beyond the arc. MIB 3 out of 17. Virginia from the free throw line has made 8 out of 10. MIB 2 out of 5. Turnovers 8 for Virginia and 10 for MIB. Scoring leaders, Virginia's Bernard has 20. Herbert with 15. And for Mount Aaron Buhl, Zubic with 13 points. Pass goes to Kittner. Comes back to Buffetta. Zubic goes to the free throw line, puts a shot up. Williams controls the boards. Now Carlson in the corner. Peters lets go of a long one. Coming back is Buffetta. This way, Bernard answers for the Blue Devils.
Bernard for 2.
Ten and a half minutes to go. Buffetta in the paint. Pass goes deep in the corner to Martinson for 3. Peters going in with a left-handed shot, will not fall. Benkuski now to Zubic. 1-on-3 of the Rangers. Zubic now lets go of a long 3.
Zubic for 3.
16 for Zubic in the game. And now Bernard has just drawn foul number 4 on Zubic. Mackey's going to check back in.
On the Rangers, number 3, Zubic is 4th. Team 6. 11 Mackey back in for the Rangers. 0 Joe Hofdahl in for the Blue Devils.
Checking in for Virginia is Joe Hofdahl. Joe's a 5'5" junior. Peters, Herberg, inside pass goes for Williams.
Williams for 2.
Kyle Williams with 6 points in the game. 9:45 to play. Virginia in command. They led by 3 at halftime, have outscored the Rangers here in the second half, 25-9. Here is Buffetta for 3. Hofdahl coming back for Virginia to Peters. Now back to Hofdahl. His pass gets taken away, and Buffetta will go in and score for MIB. Buffetta now with 10 points in the game. 2 Rangers in double figures. Hofdahl's pass got kicked. It'll be Blue Devil ball. Now Perla will come in for Herberg. .9:01 to play in our game. Virginia 55, Mount Iron Buhl 38. Here's Bernard working his way in, puts up the shot and scores. Nice play, nice shot by Jaden Bernard. Watch that one again on replay. That's always worth another look. Here's Buffetta coming back. His pass off, gets tipped, goes right to Mackey. Dylan Mackey with 8 points. 8.5 minutes to play in our game, and Hofdahl may have taken an extra step. He did. Each team with 10 turnovers tonight. Virginia by 15. Buffetta gives it off to Benkuski. Zubic playing with 4 fouls. Buffetta. Now Martinson. And we've got a Virginia foul. It's on Hofdahl.
0 Hofdahl, his first, team first.
That's his first, team's first foul. Here's Martinson from 15 feet. Mackey with a rebound, puts it back up. Goes out of bounds to Virginia. Boy, the Rangers have just missed so many short shots tonight. Peters gives it off to Hofdahl. And again, the ball gets kicked. .7:45 to play. Here's Perla. Hofdahl for 3, a little short. Martinson with a rebound. Long pass to Buffetta. 12 points for Joe Buffetta. And the Blue Devil lead is 17 with 7.5 to play. Nice pass for Williams.
Williams for 2.
Buffetta gets the pass out on top. Coming up on 7 minutes to play. Blue Devils by 19 over the Rangers. Here is Zubic from long range. Peters with the rebound. Off to Hofdahl. Now Perla pass inside for Bernard, and Bernard has been fouled. We're going to look at that replay on the nice pass.
Falls on the Rangers, number 13, Martinson, is second. Team 7.
Martinson picks up his second, 7th team foul. Shooting 2 shots will be Bernard.
Number 24, Carlson, back in for the Blue Devils.
Carlson checks back in for Virginia. Bernard misses a second. Here comes Buffetta back. Bernard with 25, and the Rangers turn it over.
Turnover, Blue Devils ball. 10, Kittner back in for the Rangers.
Riley Kittner, number 10, will check back in for MIB. Carlson gets the pass. Right side, the corner goes to Perla. Back to Peters, now Bernard. 6:20 to play. Carlson will put it up and hits it.
Carlson for 2.
Carlson with 7 points in the game. Here's Buffetta. Ball gets taken back by Mackey. Kittner. Riley Kittner gets his first points tonight. Pass goes for Williams. He'll give it to Perla. Now Peters from long range. Virginia 5 out of 18 from beyond the arc. MIB 4 out of 21. Mackey will give it to Kittner. Now to Buffetta. Pass goes to Martinson. Kittner to Buffetta. Mackey from 16. Perla clears the boards to Carlson. Bernard in the corner, goes baseline, puts a reverse up and in.
Bernard for 2.
We're going to watch that replay again as Bernard with reverse. Nice camera work by our camera on the end, Justin Pullman, with a nice shot there. Exactly 5 minutes to play. (66-44) Virginia. Rangers with only 17 points here in the second half. Now a turnover. Martinson will go in, puts it up and in. First points of the night for Carter Martinson. Bernard, no look pass for Perla. The baseline. Kicks the ball back out. Carlson for 3. Zubich clears the boards, and here come the Rangers. Zubich gets it to Buffetta, deep in the corner for 3. Perla comes away with it for Virginia. Now Bernard, oh, nice pass to Carlson, but he missed it. Can't make a nice pass like that and the player miss an easy one. Everything looks so pretty up until the end. Martinson counters on the other end. Carter now with 4 points, all in the second half. Now Carlson. Williams goes right in. Put back by Bernard. Jaden Bernard with 29 points in the game, and with 3:20 to play, the Blue Devils have a 20-point lead. This is Kittner, gives it to Buffetta. Mackey from 12 feet. Carlson saves it, gives it to Bernard. Here come the Blue Devils, 3-on-2 break. Bernard goes right in and stripped away.
Blue Devils ball.
Here comes a Ranger substitution at the next whistle. Looks like it's going to be Nels Parento. Long range shot by Bernard is not good. Rangers commit their 14th turnover. Bernard coming back, and he is fouled by Mackey. His second. Just let our institute producer know that we'll just take a short timeout at the end of the game and then come back and recap all the scoring and stats as you see Mackey picking up the foul on Bernard. Bernard will shoot 2. He's got 30 points tonight.
Number 1, Nels Parento in for the Rangers.
Here's a long one, good for Martinson. 5 from long range. Here's Carlson on the other end, answering for Virginia. Carlson with 10 points tonight. Under 2.5 to play in our game. Martinson, a little runner. Carlson to Perla. Blue Devils by 19, coming up on 2 minutes to play. Bernard from 12 feet, a little short. Williams' shot was blocked. Buffetta coming back. Bounce pass is taken away by Carlson, and we got a foul, and Zubich may have just picked up his 5th. He's going to fall out of the game with 16 points tonight.
Number 3, Zubich, that's his 5th. Team 9. Number 20, Jack Torman in for the Blue Devils.
Checking in for MIB is 23, Braxton Nagan. For Virginia, checking in is number 20, Jack Toman. Carlson will shoot 1 and 1. Carlson hits them both. He's got 12 points tonight. Under 2 minutes to play. Blue Devils 74, Rangers 53. Buffetta guarded closely by Peters. Now Nagan will give it off to Parento. Back to Martinson for 3. Goes right to Buffetta. He'll put up a 3. 15 tonight for Joe. And we've got a timeout called by the Blue Devils. I think it's just a timeout just to get some substitutions in. Checking in for MLB, number 15 is Jeffrey Kafis. For the Blue Devils, let's check and see who else they brought on the floor. Looks like it's just Joe Hofdahl. 80 seconds to play. Virginia with a commanding lead. Here's Carlson for 3. Coming up on our final minute.
Rangers ball.
Kafis gets the inbounds pass. Now Nagan in the corner, kicks the ball back out to Kittner. 55 seconds to play. Blue Devils are going to go to 5-1 on the season. Rangers are going to lose for the first time here on their new floor. Here's Martinson from way out. Hofdahl, maybe the smallest player on the field, on the court that is, comes away with the rebound. Perla back to Hofdahl, half a minute to play. Now to Carlson. Nagan is on him. Goes to Perla. Toman deep in the corner for 3.
Toman for 3.
Here's Martinson, 8 seconds to go off to Parendo. And the clock is going to run out. Final score in tonight's basketball game, Virginia 77, Mount Iron Buhl 56. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll run down all the scoring and stats in the Blue Devils' victory tonight over the MIB Rangers.
With the support of many fine sponsors such as these over the years, Wasabi Community Television and Locker Talk have been able to continue expanding. With announcer Bob Cohn and cameramen like Darwin Aller, Javante George, and Justin Pullman, and with support from our program manager Lindsey George, in cooperation with Virginia's public schools and the City of Virginia, we've been able to keep upgrading. Currently, we can be seen live and via tape delay on Channel 5, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as bringing you area sports this year, including UMD football, volleyball, and many area teams on My9 Sports through KBJR's Reaching Out to Our Team. Mesabi Community Television will also continue to bring you sports from Mesabi East, Mountain Iron Buhl, and Chisholm schools. Your mutual cooperation allows everyone to come out ahead.
Well, welcome back to the Mountain Iron Buhl High School Gymnasium. Brand new school, brand new gymnasium. Crowd making their way out. Nice crowd here tonight as they saw the Virginia Blue Devils beat up on the home MIB Rangers by a score of 77-56. Before we run down the scoring, quickly run down the stats. Virginia made 7 out of 23 from beyond the arc. MIB was 6 out of 26. Free throws, Virginia was 12 out of 16 from the charity stripe, while MIB only had 5 free throw attempts and they made 2. Blue Devils had 12 turnovers tonight. MIB finished with 15. Leading the way for the Blue Devils, Jaden Bernard, 30 points, 13 in the first half, 17 in the second half. He made 1, 2, 3, 4 from beyond the arc tonight. 15 points for Tyler Herberg and 12 points for Mason Carlson, rounding out the 3 Blue Devils in double figures. For MIB, they had 2 players in double figures. Asher Zubich finished with 16, and Joe Buffetta finished the night with 15 points. Virginia with 30 points in the first half, 47 in the second for 77. MIB with 27 in the first and 29 in the second for 56 points. With the victory, the Blue Devils now go to 5-1 on the season. They will host Proctor on Thursday night. Then they take the Christmas off and travel to Barnum on the 28th of December. The Rangers, with the loss, fall to 5-2 on the season. Friday night, they'll host Mesabi East. Then they take Christmas off, come back on the 27th, and are part of the Pequot Lakes Holiday Tournament. Mora, Pequot Lakes, MIB, and Nashua Keewatin will make up that tournament. So that is the way things look for both of these teams in upcoming games. Well, that'll do it from the gymnasium. Hope you enjoyed our telecast on Mediacom Public Access Channel 5 and Mesabi Community Television on this Tuesday night. So for Darwin Aller, Justin Pullman, and Dave Rosso on our cameras, for Terry Hardica down in the truck, I'm Bob Cohn with the play-by-play. Once again, the final score tonight, the Blue Devils from Virginia 77, the Rangers from MIB 56. Good night, everyone.
For the Jags. Now Siffel on top. Carlson for 3. Two Blue Devils. Johnson. Out of 15. Nice spin move. The shot was missed though. Comes Carlson back. 16 minutes to play in our first half. Blue Devils with a 3-2 lead. Cunningham now to Maloney. He'll let go of a long one.